Morning of day 12, and we slept well last night, except having some knee pain. I don't understand that a little. My left knee not bothering me at all when I'm walking, but when I lay down in my sleeping bag, I usually bend my knees and kind of curl up a little bit on my side. And I roll back over to my back, and when I straighten my knees out, it hurts so bad it wakes me up. And I'm not sure what's the matter of that, but excuse me, we'll get that figured out, I hope, soon enough. We're about to start walking. We are just across the North Carolina state line from Georgia, so we are done with Georgia. So we have 13 states left to traverse, and we're going to kind of get 2 of them at once because North Carolina, Tennessee kind of works its way together a little ways all the way up to Virginia almost. So that's what's on our list today, is to move forward towards the north. We are going to do about 7.5, not quite 8 miles today to Standing Indian Shelter. And I understand we're going to hit 100 miles here really soon, not today, but in the next day or so, up on top of Albert Knob, I think, or Albert Mountain. There's a fire tower, and that's the 100-mile mark, and I think we'll hit that tomorrow, but I'm not certain. We'll see how things go. So we're about to pack up and get headed out as soon as we get loaded up, and we'll talk to you soon. Headed up the road this morning, and we found this tree, which is really kind of a cool tree. Gavin decided to sit on it, which is okay. But we are headed to Standing Indian Shelter today. So here we go. Still just starting out. We were met with a little bit of an uphill coming out of our campsite last night. And I don't know whether the camera perspective will show it or not, but the camera is plumb right now to the ground. And up and around there is where our trail goes. So we are climbing, but boy, the rhododendron and the sunshine are really pretty this morning. I'm just Gavin up a pretty tricky rock climb right here. Taking a breather after coming uphill. Boy, we've really climbed this morning. I said we've really climbed up this morning. He's taking a breather before he gets up this tricky rock climb right here. I'm long-legged, and I had fun with that one. So let's see how he does. He's a better climber than I am, so he's gonna bounce right up through it. And there he goes. Awesome job, bud. Good climb. Here we are at the top of this first climb. Well, here I am. Gavin's on the way up. And I want to just take a couple of minutes and talk about how proud I am of Gavin. He is doing such an awesome job. He has fallen in with the 20-somethings and has hiked with them some, and he's hiked with some of us old geezers, and I think we were 4 old geezers and Gavin, and then a young lady last night in the campsite who just finished her undergraduate at Chapel Hill, and she's headed to med school in the fall, so good luck to her. But he's kept up with us. He's had foot pain, and he's hiked through it. He's had a little bit of trouble missing home, and I have too, and he's pounded through that. And I could not ask for a better hiking partner than my son. He is, oh wow, we're gonna have so much fun. He is doing such an awesome job. So we've got a day of climbing up and down and up and down and up and down today. Thankfully, it's a reasonably short day. It's like 7.5 miles, I think. So we're gonna head out here on this level spot and make up some time till we get to the next uphill. And then we're gonna slow down. A fellow that I met along the trail yesterday told me this trick of when you get to the uphills, never hike any faster than you can hike without stopping. And that didn't make sense at first because I heard that on one of the first days, and I still kept, feeling like I needed to go as fast as I could possibly go, and then I'd stop and catch my breath and lean on my poles and then go some more. But I followed this guy yesterday, Helva. He's graduated from Georgia Tech, so he's a hell of an engineer. And I followed him for a couple of miles yesterday. He's about my age, maybe a little younger probably. But that really worked, to just kind of heel toe it. If that's what you have to do, just heel toe it, use your poles and push up. And just keep moving forward without stopping. And you'll get where you're going a little bit faster. So that's the strategy that I'm going to employ today, because we've got a lot of climbing to do. But I'm looking forward to getting to the shelter tonight and visiting and socializing with some of the folks that are there. So we're gonna head out here on this flat spot for a bit and hopefully see some views here just in a little while. We finally have made it up hills for a while. I'm stopping, trying to get In the distance, right there in the center, I think that's some water that's frozen on the rocks. It's the view that we've got right now this morning. Really nice walk in the woods. We're finally doing some flat terrain, which is much appreciated after the climbing that we've done. We've not made wonderful time this morning, but we're having a good time and we're seeing some pretty awesome views, so that's really cool. Along the flat and the downhill a little bit, and this is our view that we've got, still riding the ridge line here. Doing pretty well this morning. Well, still walking in search of our shelter to eat lunch at. That was at 2.8 miles. So we're not quite making the pace we had hoped to make, but we're getting there. But I thought I'd stop and show you this. It's one of the many streams that we get to cross along the way. Very pretty. Thankfully, some trail volunteers have put us a log to cross on, but it's like we got a little bit of a rot spot right there, but it'll be good. If we needed water, this will be the place to get it. This is what happens when they have trees blow down over the trail. They just kind of come through and whack off the section that's blocking the trail and leaves the rest behind. That's kind of cool because it leaves a good place to sit down if you need to rest a little bit. And it still clears the path for us to power through, so it's kind of nice. Hopefully we're about to the peak of this climb and we're going to be headed down to the shelter for lunch in just a few minutes. We'll wait here for Gavin to catch up just a little bit. The pacing that we figured out is a lot of the time Gavin will go in the front and he'll pace pretty well, but he does like to sit down on these blowdowns. So a lot of times if he'll sit down, then I'll carry on a little slower so that he's got a chance to catch up to me, and that keeps us moving forward a little bit. And I think he's good with that, so we'll see how it goes today, but I can't wait to eat some lunch. Still up here on this ridge, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lake right out there about in the center. Let's see if I can zoom in slowly and kind of catch that. Really pretty. Pretty. Bay Creek Shelter. This is not where we're staying for today. We are just pausing briefly here to make some lunch, or have some lunch. We just did that. Get some water, and we're on our way. We have under 5 miles to our destination for the evening. Boy, I wish we'd have had this shelter sort of the other day when it rained. It would have been nice to have the overhang right there we've got underneath here. But there's not nearly as much room in this one as there was in the double-decker shelter where we wound ourselves up in the rain. So I've got my water bag hanging right over there, and it's drizzling some water down through. I'm gonna go help it out a little bit, and we're gonna be on our way. We've had some lunch, and we are motoring on, and are thankful, at least for right now, to have a gentle grade to be going along. And I wanted to pause for just a few minutes and talk about a few things that are important to me. First of all, I want to say that I love my wife, because there's not many people in this world that would consent to sending her husband and her oldest son into the woods for 6 months and to be supportive. Gavin says he agrees. So Mom, this is a shout out to you and the fact that we love you dearly. And I also want to say hello to my younger son, Griffin. I know he is missing us and we are missing him. And I hope at some point he and I can do some kind of an adventure, maybe not a hike, because right now hiking's not his thing, but we'll get there sometime. We'll find something that we can do together, and it'll all be fun. So I wanted to pause and just say thanks to our loved ones, and we're gonna head on up the trail. 3:30, we've been going about an hour and a half since lunch, and this is what we got. So we're gonna have to make a good use of our trekking poles going across this mess. Boy, that's awfully pretty. I wish you could be here to see it with us. It's not all that cold today. I've just got my shirt on. I don't have my windbreaker. Knock on wood, it's not been so windy yet, but I expect it'll start here as the sun starts dipping in a little while. We'll pull it out of the bag if we're not done hiking. So this is what we are getting ready to cross. So wish me luck across this, that I don't skimper and scat. Okay, this is our view late in the day. We are about 2 miles out from our shelter. We've been climbing, and this is what we've been rewarded with. This is awfully nice. Awfully nice indeed. Not sure what all the blowdowns are for. There's a lot of stuff that's blown down right here in front of us, but boy, the view's out that way. You can see and see. Look at that. How about that? Nearing the end of the day, and we're moving slowly because we're tired and our feet hurt, and we're going uphill. But we do have this nice little bridge, and I'm not going to have my telephone out while I'm crossing it. I'll show you what we're looking at. There's Gavin going across. Pretty nice little ravine here, dropping off right there.